Right, lads, we're back, and we're back with season number 2 of this Tottenham Hotspur career mode. And with it being the start of a new season, that means one thing and one thing only, lads: transfers. Now, I've already been beefing up our shortlist thanks to your guys' suggestions, but I think the biggest thing that we need to do straight off the bat is get some players out of the team. So I've listed a load. We already have a transfer bid for Højbjerg from Manchester United, but I've listed Roden, Underbelly needed to leave, Tanganga, Reguilon, Parrott, Ryan Hill, the Jed Spence going back out on loan, Scarlett back on loan, Divine back out on loan, and Phillips. It's such a good young core here, but I think we're going to bring in quite a lot of money. We already have quite a lot there in the bank. 185 million for us to spend in this window, and I'm going to blow every last penny of it, of course, on Dele Alli. I'm just kidding, but seriously, do you think we should be bringing Dele Alli back and trying to revive his career at Tottenham? I'm saying revive his career, but he was the top goal scorer last season for Everton. He had a fantastic season, and who knows, it might be a nice storyline if we brought him back, but I will wait for your guys' feedback. Now, because we have Champions League football this season, so we definitely have to do some work to the squad. Now, in terms of players staying and what we need to do, we know one thing: we definitely need a backup goalkeeper, and the jury is still out on several players. Ryan Sessegnon being one of them. Ryan Sessegnon being one of them. He just was not good last year, so I actually think I'm going to add him to the transfer list, which means we'll need a new left back because there's no way I'm keeping regular. Now, one person we definitely want to keep and keep happy is Youngmin's son. His contract expires at the end of the season, but we are definitely going to be tying him down for a longer deal, even though he's hit the age of 31. I'm basically happy right now just to open up the checkbook. He can ask for whatever he wants, and you can guarantee I'm going to give it to him. I wonder if he'd sign another 2 years at 31. I would really like him to do that, and that's exactly what he wants to do. I can't see him wanting a pay rise, but I'm going to give him one anyway, just because why not? And $1 million signing on. Hopefully he accepts this. For some strange reason, in this cutscene, once again, I've aged greatly in the game. Kind of like an aging simulator FC24 right now, but we get the deal done for Son. He's tied down for another free season. You know what would be fun as well if they had a really cool cutscene when you make that kind of deal. But apart from that, I do still want another left winger, I think. And we've had massive chats in the comment section about Kulusevski, and I appreciate all the comments and all the feedback. And I don't know what to do with this guy because he was horrendous last season, but he also has the ability to be a superstar. Now, some of you think we should train him as a cam, and his lack of pace is what's really not working for us out wide, because of course I quite like pace out wide. So I guess as long as he's willing to play that role, Kulusevski can be our backup cam this season to James Maddison. And with us having Champions League football, that might work out perfectly. Now, although I'm all for getting Højbjerg off the books, I don't really fancy selling him to a league rival in Manchester United. So we're going to reject this one, but I'm sure we'll get plenty of bids for him. He had an okay to average season. I just don't think he suits us anymore. And I was right, we are going to get more bids for him. Just unfortunately, it's the other side of the city and probably a bigger rival for the Premier League title in Manchester City, which we will reject. I'm not fully in the understanding of why it's only top 4 rivals that seem to want Højbjerg, but now Liverpool have come in for him. This is going to be another hard reject. And Chelsea have come in for Yves Bissouma, which will also be a reject. We definitely don't want to make those teams around us stronger. Finally, somebody else comes in for Højbjerg, and it's going to be Barcelona. We're going to accept this one. There's no way he turns down a move to Barcelona. So see you later, Højbjerg. I hope you have a good time there. Now, who are we actually going to be kicking the season off against? We've got the Community Shield game against Manchester City. That'll be fun. An opportunity for our second piece of silverware. But we have been handed a very nice start to the Premier League season. Only just surviving Burnley will be our first game of the season. Then Forest and freshly promoted Leeds United. We love to see freshly promoted Leeds United. But I mean, that's a easy start that doesn't stay easy, because then it's going to be Manchester City and Arsenal in the second month of the season. I'm quite excited though to get another North London derby under my belt. We are 1 for 1 so far. They battered us the first time round, we battered them the second time round. Now, the cool thing is with the objectives, the board still love me, and we didn't quite fulfill the objectives we were supposed to fulfill. So I'm not going to say they're fixed. Said this last year, then they weren't fixed, but they haven't judged me too harshly on that critical one. This time round, they want 5 wins in cup matches. Feel like that's achievable, and sign one of the best players in the world. So we have to sign someone who is over 82 overall. And I actually think that's something we should be doing. Oh, no. Just you doing so well, EA. Why do they always just have to ruin it for themselves? In Tottenham's first season back in the Champions League, they want us to win it. Hopefully, once again, we're not going to be judged too highly on that, because oh, my God. They want us to do a treble in our second season here. A treble. Win the Premier League, win the FA Cup, win the Champions League. We might get sacked this season, lads. That's a reality that we might all have to come to terms with if the objectives are anywhere near as bad as they've been in years gone by. Hashtag pray for Yorkie in the comments section. Now, with Højbjerg leaving the club, there was clearly only one defensive midfielder I was going to go in for. We went in for him in January, and it went embarrassingly wrong. This time round, I am praying it won't do. It's Morten Hulmand, and I'm about to tap the X button, and I am praying that there we go. We're going to be able to negotiate, and we're going to get him cheaper than what Højbjerg was. And now, attribute-wise, for the gegenpress, the way that we play football so aggressively, compact in the center of the park, Morten looks like a beast. And hopefully, for the small fee of 21 million, he will be signing for Tottenham. And I've wasted his time. Okay, we're going to go back in for him. Let's just give it a week. Now, in the meantime, we keep getting consistent bids. And this is one that I actually think suits Ryan Sessegnon and suits us as a club. We're going to let him go to Bournemouth. 16.6 million is a fair deal. I'm very happy with that. And I think he can grow really well at his time at Bournemouth. I turned down a bid from Liverpool, but I'm definitely not going to turn down a bid from Frankfurt, from Sergio Reguilon. 2 left backs going out the door might not make sense, but I don't feel like he's going to go back to Tottenham in real life, in my opinion, and I don't think we should keep him here at the squad. So, good luck at Eintracht Frankfurt. Reguilon. And then an offer for Brian Hill to Wolves. Again, I think this move suits Brian Hill. It suits us. We get 20 million for him, and I think he'll play very well at Wolves. So, we're going to accept this deal too. Really starting to get players off the books, because I've got so many players in the youth academy at some point I want to bring up. Fulham coming in now for Underbelly. Let's see him leaving the club. I'm happy for this one just to go through. We're going to get his market value. This might be one of the most laughable bids I've ever received on FC 24 or just on an EA game ever. Heung-min Son, Arsenal. Can you believe that, boys? There is without any doubt in anybody's mind one that we'd never sell him, and of course not to North London rivals Arsenal. Finally, a week has gone by. I feel like so much has happened in it with the transfers that we're trying to get out the club. We had like a 45-man squad. We're already down to 33 players. So we're going to keep working on that, but it's time to add to it. It's time to be 34 players. As this time, hopefully, we're not going to upset them when going in for Hulmand. I just realized as well, we've got 283 million in our transfer budget from doing that. And I'm wheeling and dealing over paying 30 million for Højbjerg's replacement. You can never say that a Yorkshireman isn't frugal with his money, trying to be as clever as possible. I don't think this will be a hard contract to negotiate. He should be joining us very quickly. Here he is then, after some very quick and easy negotiations. He's going to sign a 3-year contract. And the perfect thing is he's taken rotation. Now, this one's super interesting to me. It intrigues me massively because Aston Villa are trying to achieve what we have, and that's get Champions League football. And they believe that Kulusevski can help them achieve that. And that means they're willing to pay over the odds for Kulusevski. They've already come in for 60 million. Now, you have to ask the question, does anyone in our comment section think that Kulusevski played like someone who's worth 60, let alone 70 million pounds last season? Because I don't think he did. And I'm finding it very difficult right now not to go in here and negotiate this deal and let Kulusevski go, because he's going to be backup to James Maddison this season. And I'm a big believer, if you can get 70 million for your backup, you should get 70 million. I am literally just going to go in and say, I want 70 million. They're going to go 60. I'm going to counter with 70 million because that's what I want. And I won't do the deal unless they give me 70 million. We don't want to see the 70 million. Can we argue, lads? I tried it. We moved into Cam. I know he didn't get any game time there, but 70 million for Kulusevski in the game world that we live in. We just need to preface this. We are in the game world now. We are not in real life. Kulusevski had a shocking season in the game world. In real life, I'm actually a really big fan of him. I think he's got an unbelievable cross on him, but he hasn't been great in game. And that is 70 million that we can play with. Plus, Daniel Levy would never turn down 70 million for Kulusevski. I feel like that was quite a long segment talking about Dejan Kulusevski, but he's a key member to the team in real life. So I just wanted you guys to understand why we're letting him go. Also, leave a like on the video or you hate Tottenham. So it's up to you. France have won the Euros. I just seen that right. France have won the Euros, but here he is. Dejan Kulusevski leaving the club. 70 million. I believe I've sold now roughly around 280 million pounds worth of players, and I've only brought in 30 million pounds worth of players So I can imagine right now at this point in the video, you guys in the comment section are starting to panic. And you are not the only ones, because like, what the bloody hell are we going to do now that we're selling all these players and we've brought in no replacements? I don't even know who we should bring in. But that's where you guys come in. Leave your comments down below for player suggestions. Even if we don't sign them in this window, you never know. We might sign them in another. Right, Cam replacements. I mean, there's a couple of lads here that could probably play Cam. I think Sancho could play Cam. I definitely know Lee Kangin can play Cam. I don't know why it's not an option, but I know he's been a Cam on past games, so he could definitely play Cam. Shouldn't really say Cam so many times in one segment, but here we go. Right, what have we got in terms of Cam? We could go with a CF. Raspadori's not really a Cam, but the Bala could be saucy, right? We need that player. He's going to be backup. I need to remember, whoever this is, they are back up to Madison. So really, a young guy coming through for the future is probably what we want in the... God, I would love Florian Wirtz. Eze is our answer, though, I think. Tillman has already moved clubs, which has really angered me because they wouldn't let him go last season because apparently he was on loan. I don't think he was on loan from Genoa to Bayern Munich, but I don't know. And another option I was really contemplating going for was Matoma, and I think he probably could have played Cam, but bloody Roma and Jose Mourinho have got in there before me. So I actually think that Eze could be perfect here, because he can play centre mid, Cam, and left wing. And I really love a player that can cover as many bases as possible when it comes to squad rotation. I really am being frugal. We've just made 70 million and I'm about to spend 32 million to replace that player. We have 313 million in the budget, lads. But this is how we play the game. We like to do it this way. This is how I like to build my teams. I know there's a lot of you right there, right now, saying, sign Messi, sign Ronaldo. We don't do it that way on this channel. The contract negotiations were as easy as you like. Number 19, I quite like that number for Eze. He's going to be signing number 2. Right, so with that transfer in, we're looking pretty good. I like a small squad anyway, and I want to boost the team with youth academy players, not necessarily players that we have to spend a fortune on. And this is going to be the strongest starting 11 we could put out at the minute. Obviously, we've got plenty of really good rotation now. That bench is looking a million times better than what it was at the start of last season. The weak link definitely right now is Brennan Johnson. I don't think he's ready to be a starter, especially not for a club that's fighting top 4 and for the Champions League, and we got to win another trophy this season. So I don't think he's ready to be a starter. I think he should be on the bench as well and just getting rotation minutes. So I think we need to look for another right winger. Also, I've been thinking when it comes to Deuce, and I think the only club that we would sell him to is Real Madrid. I think they've got the buying power. And I did potentially think Bayern Munich as well, but they took Harry Kane from us, so we're not going to do that. So the only team really that could come in for a star striker is Real Madrid. I don't think I'd sell him to another rival in England, and I think that makes the most sense. So fingers crossed, hopefully Dusan is staying. Now, I am well aware that I got several comments saying he didn't break the record, he didn't break the record. At the time of recording, I wasn't fully sure if the record was right or not. So in the excitement of the video, I said he broke the record, but I'm fully aware that he didn't. But in this game save, it is going to say that he broke the record. So we're just going to stick with that in the game world that we're in. Well, we needed a backup goalkeeper, so we've got him for this guy, Predrag Rajkovic. He was a wonder kid back in the day. I mainly went for this one because he's got his game face, but we needed a backup. He took rotation, only 16.9 million. So Newcastle are coming in for Oliver Skip. And although I think he's only rotation, would he be a star at Newcastle? I'm not sure. I don't really want to let him go if he's going to be a star somewhere. I like Oliver Skip, and I think he's going to continue to progress. So he's going to be handy to have around. Now we have like an extra 16 games if we make it to the final in the Champions League this season. I think you need a player like him. He's a workhorse. I think there is only one scout report left from England, and this guy has come through, Kai Oakley. He could be a beast. And that should fill our academy just for now. I'm not going to send any more scouts out just yet. Maybe once we've whittled out the ones that are going to be great out of this bunch and the ones that aren't, we might send some scouts out again. So feel free to suggest more places, but I'm happy with the amount of players we've got in this academy right now. And Oakley looks pretty decent. He's just a pace merchant, though. We need him to nail down some level of skill in his technical ability. I do think winger, though, when you're this quick, is definitely the best position to be in. And considering he can't shoot, he can't play up top. And speaking of the shooting, it's the first thing we're going to improve, and he's weak foot. Well. Manchester City expressed an interest in our Brazilian Richarlison. No, thank you. Would he get upset at us rejecting that? Potentially, but I don't care. Richarlison, you are sticking around for now. Now, before we can get to anything else in this transfer window, we need to take on Manchester City in the Community Shield. Glorified friendly. Looks like they're taking it pretty seriously. And so we know right wing replacement. We're going to give Johnson the start here. This is a big opportunity for him. I also want to give players like Holman the start. I am going to treat this a little bit like a glorified friendly. Eze will come in for his first start. I think Dusan will start up top to see what he could do, but I'm also going to start Manar Solomon. You might think I'm a crazy man for doing this, but I'm particularly not bothered about this competition. So I want to give these players opportunities and we can get a look at how good they are. And this is going to be the starting lineup then in the end. Is it good enough to beat Manchester City? Let's find out. Getting used to these trips at Wembley at this point, aren't we? It's Tottenham. We are though, aren't we? We're getting used to them. Wembley's become like a second home right now for me. I've been here a couple of times in the past few months. Same can't be said for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Although they are top of the league, so... Well, they were top of the league. They won the Premier League. It's what we need to aspire to be, but we're building it our way. We're building it with the youth, and I'm really happy with the squad I have right now. I think we've built really just in a fun manner this year. Manar, he's so good on the ball. I needed to lift it back in. I didn't lift it in time. But Manar Solomon, watch that space. He did so well when Son was out with his injury. Eze held that up. That was a foul by Ruben Diaz. The fact that they've just gone out and signed Balde, who is just a wonder kid, right? Oh, no. Eze's picked up a knock in that little altercation with Diaz. Eze's picked up a knock. Oh, what's that? Hulman winning the ball back. What a surprise. Come on. Hassel. Hulman. Hassel. Hasselheimer. Haaland. Oh, I slid. I thought I was getting the block. I didn't. Haaland scores. 1-0 Manchester City. Mistimed a little bit there. Mistimed with Mr. Jonathan Tah. Haaland's special. Wow. He's played that in behind to Hakimi so comfortably. Destiny Doji's defending is getting better. Erling Haaland. My defending maybe not getting better. Van der Ven got there in the end. And Manar Solomon now. Oh, that was too heavy. That was too heavy. Way too heavy. And then I went with a precision. Get to that Jonathan Tah. That is beautiful. Okay. Living on the edge of glory. But we're still in the game right now. You're making that run, Emerson. That's lovely. Put it inside. Dusan. Oh, poor touch. Maddison gets it. It doesn't. That's great defending from Man City. And that's probably the best move we've created so far. Brennan Johnson. Through to Dusan. Dusan just missing. Just missing. But Mads wins it back and just can't find the ball. To Brennan Johnson. It's been like that all game. Really? He's surely wanting to pull that back. Oh no, he's not gonna have a carry. Big save. Cannon. Put that back to Emerson. And Dusan is a little bit all over the place today. I don't know what it is. Don't know if he's got a little bit of a hangover from the summer break, but he has been pretty poor today. Bowden into Haaland. Surely. Oh, it's rattled the bar. Oh, the time is ticking down. I think this one might be done. Jonathan Tah. Last opportunity for Tottenham. Get it forward. Buchanan, what a touch that is. Can he get it into Dusan? He does. Dusan holds that up nicely. What can I do here? Dusan's footwork today has been shocking. That's going to be the full-time whistle. We're going to lose. I wasn't that bothered. I didn't think we were going to win, but I just felt like we could have offered a little bit more there. And come the start of the season, we need to be doing better. Dusan, really sloppy. Bad news as well for Eze. He's going to be out for up to 4 weeks. He sprained his knee. Not what you want to see for a new signing after his first game. There's no time for us to dwell on that, though, as the Premier League season kicks off here. We are at Turf Moor. They've made some good improvements, Angel Gomez being one of them. We have to get over the Eze situation. It's the full strength 11. Brennan Johnson getting that opportunity out on the right again. Now, last time Burnley beat me towards the end of the season to try and just ruin all our hope of winning, you know, top 4. And I'm not happy about that, so I think the lads should want some revenge today. I think a big thing for us is getting Son back on the pitch too. Those play styles have just a huge impact on turns. Cuts inside. He did have Dusan. I don't know why I didn't go with him. I'm going to pull it back. Son just opens up play. Look at that. Bentancur now into Basuma. Basuma for 1-0. Peacock Farrell, as if that's a bloody name I've not heard in a while. Peacock Farrell there with a big save for Burnley. Let's see if we can whip in a juicy corner. It's a good one towards Dusan. 1-0. Dusan back on the score sheet. Tottenham take the lead at Turf Moor. We may not have figured out fully what we're going to do with our signings yet, but this remains the same. Dusan Vlahovic bagged goals. All footwork from Son. Good ball up to Dusan. Dusan! Oh, it was nearly 2. Son was nearly chopped down in that as well. If he gets injured again, we are screwed. Burnley have moved the ball really well there. Luckily for us, Romero handballs it. So it's a good free kick position. I still think a player on the line here is needed. I don't know. I feel like he's going to shoot. And he did, and the wall actually was all that was needed. Benson is rapid, though. I'm going to be a little bit cautious about the idea of him putting a ball in. Gomez can whip one in. That is a dreadful ball in. Given away by Brennan Johnson in a dangerous area, but It's put well wide. Why is Vincent Kompany in this game not got his hat on, though? Don't he always wear his hat? Pedro Porro, what was that? That was shocking. Back-to-back giveaways from the right-hand side. First Brennan, then Pedro. But Brennan wins it back. That is beautiful from him. He's going to cut that back inside to Maddison. Maddison's going to cut that into Dusan Vlahovic. And you imagine in this position, Dusan Vlahovic can beat Peacock Farrell. But the answer was no. Maddison wins that back. Vlahovic, Son! Oh, that's perfect, though. That is what you want. Great link up. 2-0 Tottenham. Udogie. Inside. Ronaldo. Inside. Dusan. Great tackle. What an opening day statement this could be if we go and knock a couple more past them. Dusan. Dusan, surely. Oh, my. Peacock Farrell. Got one corner already. Lofting one in this time towards Romero. Oh, it's 2 corners. 2 goals. 3-0 Tottenham. I'm going to kick off the second half here by just causing them all kinds of issues. Son and Dusan's link up today has been fantastic. But what has also been fantastic is the saves of Peacock Farrell. Had 2 corners, scored 2 goals. Can it be another one? If that goes in from Son, it would have been. But once again, Peacock Farrell making miraculous saves. I know it's opening day and these lads will really want to get a good run out, but I think it's definitely time for the sub. We really do have to take care of Dusan, Son and Maddison when possible. And when you're this far up in a game, that's exactly what you can do. Ah, that's going to find Buchanan. Oh, he's found Pedro Porro. That might have been a penalty. It's not going to get given. Basuma then. Oh, I think that should have been given instantly. Oh, we're going to get to that. Bentancur now. Tries to lift it back. Richarlison touch. Shot. Oh, he's got to get in on the act, hasn't he? He always does. Oh, this could be a consolation. And it will be for Burnley. And that's all it was. A consolation. 4-1 the result in the end. This was a very convincing victory on opening day. Considering we still feel like we've got big holes. I know it's Burnley. I think they'll be all right this season, Burnley too. They've built a really good squad here. But we showed there in that match that we could be very good. Now, I need to look at the match facts because we had 13 shots. Now, I don't know how many of them was on target. Does it break it down better? And I'm pretty sure at least 11 or 12 of them were on target. And we only scored 4 goals. So you can see how bloody good Peacock Farrell was. Now, this is frustrating. I was looking at Matheus Tel. Let's be honest. We all know he's going to be a beast. And I thought, I'll just have a look at him. He could be someone we bring in. Maybe low now. I don't know. See what we can do. Bloody Nottingham Forest, who we play next, have signed him. Now, just hear me out a minute. I've been thinking and racking my brain on who would be the right midfielder for us to pick up. And I don't know how I've overshadowed this guy so much. Jarrod Bowen could be perfect for our team. He suits the counter. He suits the gegenpress. He's extremely tricky. He's great on the ball. I think he will have some play styles that are perfect for us. We've started scouting him and he's out of contract in 10 months. I need the feedback from you guys in the comments. Is Jarrod Bowen the right man to be our new right midfielder? Bloody hell, speaking of West Ham, said the only team that could take this man is Real Madrid, and I stand by that. But West Ham, where have they got this money from? And this set of balls, they want to pay 127 million for him. What's insane is our staff reckons we could get 210 million. I'm not sure that's physically possible, but I'm going to reject this. I'm going to turn that down. Sorry, West Ham. It's nice to see that you've got really bold dreams, though. Now, another bid for Richarlison. This time from Stade Rennais. Again, if we were getting rid of him, this would be a very reasonable bid. But as you saw in that last game, the man comes on as a super sub and just scores goals for fun. You really can't pay enough for a player like that, so there's no way I'm letting him go. Now we need a left back, and I have been on the hunt for several left backs. I am a bit gutted that Cancelo went to Real Madrid because I thought that would be a very good left back for us to sign, who could kind of, I don't know, play rotation, got great play styles. But he's gone. I like Lewis Hall as a future left back, but Chelsea won't sell him to me. And then I'm just torn between experienced left back that will be good now, but we have Destiny, who I'm really enjoying using at left back. Really wouldn't mind the Marco. We'd have to retrain him to play left back, but I really wouldn't mind him. And then just bringing in another youngster just to play in behind Destiny and just seeing how they do. I really like the idea of signing Angelino. But for some strange reason, Angelino's pace or sprint speed, whatever you want to call it, is nowhere near as quick as I feel like it used to be. But he's good at set pieces. He's got good acceleration, so he'll be able to breeze by people. He's a very good defender too. This is something that we should mention. He's very comfortable on the ball. He's very well-rounded. And he's also played in the Champions League several times before. So with that, he's going to be the signing I'm going to make. I think this one makes the most sense. Again, he's going to be another one of those, I guess you could say, budget beasts. He's not going to cost much. I think maybe 22 million. And we should potentially get this deal over the line because his contract's going to be up. There we go. We maybe could have got him for less, but I think 22 million is reasonable. And it gives us really good rotation between him and Destiny at left back. And the experience in the Champions League was a real key reason I wanted him because, of course, we're back in there this season. We're going to need all the help we can get. I genuinely think as well, come those big crunch games, he could be super important. And 82 overall, it's actually an improvement on Destiny. Now, as well as Jared Bowen, this is someone that I'm looking very closely at for that right wing position, and it's Pedro Gonçalves. I absolutely love this guy. He's an absolute beast, and we are monitoring him very closely. He will cost a big fee. We know we're going to spend big on a player this window, and he would also fulfill that objective. I'm also looking at Jadon Sancho, but he can't play on the right. But I'm pretty positive at some point he's played on the right. He's played on the right for England, and I'm sure he's played on the right for Borussia Dortmund. So retraining him to play on the right, theoretically, shouldn't be difficult. I like his play styles. They're not as good as Pedro's. Pedro has a whole host more in his locker, and he would be reviving Sancho's career. So along with Gerard Bowen, what are our thoughts about those two? Those two really are the ones that stand out for me right now as the players I want to bring in. But this window so far has already been quite fruitful. It's been quite a hectic one for the first episode of a new season because so many have gone out, and I knew I had to bring in so many, but I feel like we have solidified positions we really needed to and improved the bench massively. It's the exact 11 then that took on Burnley to take on Nottingham Forest. They have had some good recruitment too, so this one will not be an easy one, and I would really like to go out in this episode by getting 2 wins, doing the transfer window, and looking good. Big games here for Johnson because this will most likely be his last game as the guaranteed starter. That is nice. Into Johnson. Oh, okay. I said it was a big game for him. Last game was a guaranteed starter. He's gone out and scored right off the bat. That's going to bring much needed confidence then into Brennan Johnson. Mads won that back. Basuma. Waited. Oh, that's into Brennan again. Brennan, can he get another? Oh, what a save. Destiny. Oh, he wants that ball in. Dusan made the run. Oh, he heads it straight at the keeper. Dusan now. Waited for Madison. Madison waits, holds it up. Back into Dusan. Dusan straight across to Brennan Johnson. And I've overworked it. We've overcooked it. Although, might be able to put something back in for Brennan Johnson to score a screamer. You guys wanted me to put faith in him. Oh, do we still sign that right winger? Because he might just be changing my mind at the end of this episode. What a performance he's putting in. Keeper definitely should have saved that one, though. Brennan Johnson's gone and won that back. Is that a good ball in? Dusan, good touch. Good footwork. Dusan. Oh, just couldn't quite get the shot off. Taiwo now, making good movement. Dominguez, what a save. Is that a good ball on? To Dusan. Oh, God, that's good defending from Forest. Nothing has really happened in the game since those early 2 goals. Oh, no, it's Dusan territory, but that's a weak one. Wanted some kind of run. Oh, he's going to be brought down. Please don't be injured, son. Please do not be injured. And he is not. Is this Dusan territory? Is this the right move? I feel like Son should be good at them. But screw it, Dusan's the only one I've scored one with. Let's give this a go. This is going to be a really difficult angle, but I'm going to crack off a good shot. He's going to hit the wall. That was close. See from the resulting corner what I can do. It's a deep one towards Jonathan Tah, who just didn't want what to do with that, did he? We have picked up an injury. I repeat, we've picked up an injury to Manas Solomon. That is a frustrating one. I brought him on to play at Cam in this one. I thought he could play that position, and I think he will be able to in the future, but we'll have to see how long-term this injury is going to be. Well, they brought the goalkeeper up for this corner. I don't think there's any hope of them getting back into the game. And I don't think there's really any hope of us doing much. Go on, Sonny. Go on, Sonny. Can I hit one from here? I can. Gone wide. Well, minus 2 brilliant bits of play towards the start of the game with Brennan Johnson and the rest linking up. That was a terrible game of football, but a terrible game of football that we won, and we wouldn't have won that last season. 2 for 2 at the start of the Premiership, and that's going to see us top of the table with Leeds United right behind us. How good is that to see that Leeds United are the side behind us? Of course, loads of teams still have to play games. Will have been an early kickoff or something. But that's a really good start to our season. Now, the Champions League group, though, hasn't been drawn yet. We'll find that out in the next episode. What we do find out here, though, is it's going to be another sprained knee. It's going to be 4 weeks for Manas Solomon. Frustrating, but the Champions League doesn't really kick into full swing until after 4 weeks, so we should be okay. But that's going to be it for this one, lads. Appreciate you all. Let me know in the comments how you feel like we're doing so far in the transfer window. Of course, we will finish that off in the next episode. We still have the biggest of transfers to make. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you for the next one.